one giant fall for... You know what? Screw that noise. I'm your host, the Mississippi King, welcoming y'all back to more Let's Play Ocarina of Time. There's our first Gold Skulltula token that I missed last episode. Welcome back, Mississippi dudes. In the last episode, we got through roughly half of the dungeon, and we also got the major dungeon items. And in this episode, we are going to finish off the third dungeon once and for all, and we may even see an interesting cutscene later on. What's that cutscene? Tune in next week for more Dragon Ball Z! Okay, no. This is not Dragon Ball Z, don't go thinking it is. But anyway, Ruto just got the Zora's Sapphire, and this is actually how you progress. And what happens after she gets it is, well, you'll soon see. It's another boss fight. A mini-boss fight, I should say. And this one is a tricky one, because it frequently just moves all over the place and just won't stand still. So you have to, aim your boomerang just right, and it's unpredictable and hard to catch up with, and yeah, this is one of the more annoying mini-boss fights in the game. One time it took me longer than I care to admit. Yep, that's for me to know and y'all to find out. This boss fight is also pretty repetitive because why not? I mean, I just love me some repetitive boss fights. Anyway, I think I should explain why I haven't really been uploading as many videos last week. Like, last week I only managed to upload 2 videos, and well, that's because of some technical issues. Because you see, I've decided that I'm going to play through Final Fantasy VI for my next Let's Play. I'm doing it blind, and actually, I don't really know why, but I ran into some technical issues that I will explain in greater detail later. I mean, when I actually get around to playing it. But that may be a while, so, hopefully it shouldn't be... It should be, next week, or maybe even this week if it gets here soon enough. There are some technical issues that I ran into that I don't really care to go into depth about. But suffice it to say, that's going to prevent me from properly playing through the game, and that's gonna be an issue. In the meantime, you'll just have to do with some more Ocarina of Time episodes while you wait for that. But Ocarina of Time is an excellent game. I mean, I do still think that it's the greatest game of all time. I mean, this game, I think, is one of the candidates for a very artistic video game. There are others as well, but I find that this game just manages to tell so much and so well with its unique ways of telling a story. I just love the way this game tells its story and the way it conveys so much emotion. It's a world with so many secrets and so few answers. And I don't mean secrets as in, oh, here's a heart piece. I mean, like, secrets that feel meaningful. Like they're telling you something about the world. There are just so many interesting secrets, so many mysteries about this world. And you're expected to just sort of fight for it and protect it, even when you don't really understand what it is you're doing, or what it is you're fighting for. That is definitely something that is very great about this game. Its art style and its unique aesthetics really capture this the feeling of being in this strange world. I'll let y'all decide whether I'm guilty of being too late for this episode.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is the Mississippi King guilty of being too late for this episode to release?
Well, anyway, we're now at the boss. What's it called? Well, the boss is actually what's known as an anemone, and it's terrifying, it looks threatening.
Bioelectric anemone marinade.
For this, you're gonna want to use the boomerang to destroy the connecty things that make it attached to the top of the thing. And this boss is, well, I mean, it's not that hard, but I reckon it ain't gonna go well, because of course, this Let's Play has not been going over very smoothly. I mean, just look at how I'm sucking. I just can't seem to get a hit, and it's tossing me all over the place. Just sort of gotta be lucky with this thing. Fortunately, when you do hit, you can attack them jellyfish, and that can make it easier to hit. But this thing is really, like, I suck at this game. I mean, just look at how awful I'm doing. There is no excuse for playing this game. This thing is just, I mean, just look at this. This is inexcusably bad. I don't know, folks. Maybe I'm guilty, but not necessarily of being late. But at sucking at this game. Which, I don't know how much that's a crime on the internet these days. But I am sucking. To quote the great philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, "Get good, son!" We're getting close to beating this thing, but it is still annoying. I mean, the fact that I almost had to use a fairy is just, like, that's inexcusable. This is not going over so well. Just wait until we get to harder bosses. That's one thing, like, this game isn't exactly that challenging, but I mean, at least there's some challenge to it. Which, like, the bosses in, say, Twilight Princess are just, they're too easy, man. Now that we've beaten the boss, we can now get the Zora's Sapphire. But by doing that, she'll also demand that we marry her. A marriage is something you eat, right? That's a Dragon Ball Z reference, in case y'all can't tell. But yeah, we are definitely upgrading. We're getting stronger. And this isn't even my final form! Yep, too many Dragon Ball Z references this episode, I know. But I can't help it, I mean, I love Dragon Ball Z! It's occasionally pretty stupid, but in an enjoyable way. It's not exactly the most consistent series of all time, like what happened to Gohan's tail. It's like he lost it twice, and then somehow it never grew back. I take it the explanation that the creator has is that he just sort of forgot about the tails, which is hilarious. Yeah, the sense of time is just bizarre. But anyway, we now have the Zora's Sapphire, which means we have all three keys to the Temple of Time. Now, that's not going to be relevant. Well, actually, it is pretty much relevant right now. Also, for the rest of the week, I am going to be keeping a more consistent, I'm going to do better this week than last week. I mean, even if the only things I'm able to post are Ocarina of Time videos, I am going to do something about it. And I am going to be recording more games. I mean, more of this game. And hopefully Final Fantasy VI, if I get the things that I will not be specifying, because again, this is not the video to discuss these technical issues. But yeah, we are going to be consistent now. No more hiatuses. At least, I mean, for as bad as my hiatus was, like, there are worse ones out there. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Proton Jon. He's amazing. And, like, in my mind, his work is, like, I've always considered him, like, part of the big three Let's Players on YouTube, along with Nintendo Capri Sun and Chugga Conroy. I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of Chugga Conroy, but I do love Proton Jon and Nintendo Capri Sun. For Proton Jon, his Let's Play of Superman 64 has just been going on for like almost 8 years now, which is like, yeah, I had a like 6 or so month hiatus, which is inexcusable, by the way. I am not defending that, but I am going to not do that anymore. And I am not defending that I had that hiatus, because, you know, like, that's still pretty bad, but it is not the worst. I mean, we're not going to be taking 8 years to finish this game. But what you want to do is head to the Skulltula house to get a new reward. We now have over 20 gold Skulltulas, so that means we can get a reward from it. And that reward is, like, basically useless for me. Did I say that marriage is something you eat? Like, did I say that was a Dragon Ball Z reference? I believe it was actually a reference to the original Dragon Ball. My mistake. Sometimes I get parts of that series confused with Dragon Ball Z, specifically the later parts. And speaking of that, I want to know how strong Ganondorf is. So,
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000! What? Over 9,000? That can't be right.
okay. I'm gonna shut up for this stupid stuff and stop being an idiot. But this cutscene is just magnificent. It's beautifully shot, well composed. The cinematography just evokes so much visual power. And the way it's framed, like this should look familiar. It's because it's exactly what happened in Link's dream at the beginning of the game. This is his dream. It's playing out in real life. Words cannot describe how engaging this cutscene is. A lot of modern games, I think, could learn a thing or two from this game's incredible cutscenes and visual power and its cinematography and all of that.
Monster! You, over there, little kid. You must have seen that white horse gallop past just now. Which way did it go? Answer me. So, you think you can protect them from me? You've got guts. You want a piece of me? Very funny. I like your attitude. Pathetic little fool. Do you realize whom you are dealing with? I am Ganondorf, and soon I will rule the world.
I mean, that cutscene was epic. It was very... like, this game's sense of spectacle is just amazing. It's something that future Zelda games have all sought to replicate, the sheer sense of scope and size. I mean, that's one of the reasons I love it so much. But what you want to do is try and dive down and get the Ocarina of Time, which I am failing miserably at doing. Like, this is disgraceful, I tell you. But when you get it, you'll actually trigger yet another cutscene. I love the way the game deals with topics like how people change, and how our views of the world change, and how young people grow older and are forced to accept responsibility and not run away from the obstacles that face them. You'll see more of what I mean about that later on. This game is a very simple story, but it's a simple story told exceptionally well. This is also one of the reasons I love Ocarina of Time's opening so much, is that it's better than Twilight Princess's opening, not just on a gameplay level, but also on a story level. You actually enter the world a lot quicker, and it just feels more fluid, And it also fits with the narrative, because, again, you're just sort of thrown into this world without any real explanation. But that's all for this video. This is the Mississippi King signing out. And in the next episode, we'll find some more heart pieces I missed, and get some more magic that will maybe be interesting. See y'all next time.